Hello Dumaguete, hello Negros Oriental, hello Sillimanians around the world. This is Joshua Soldivillo, and on behalf of Ronelyn Vailoces, you are watching #Silliman. For #Silliman updates, the Silliman University Technical Educational Vocational Entrepreneurial Center, formerly the School of Agro-Industrial and Technical Education, held a face-to-face graduation rite at the Audio-Visual Theater on August 10, 2022, honoring 39 TESDA scholars in a simple but meaningful ceremony. The 20 scholars who earned their National Certificate 2, Certificate for Animal Production in Swine, and another 19 scholars of Poultry Chicken are 100% competent after passing the assessment last July 23rd and 24th. Congratulations!
The Silliman University Knowledge and Technology Transfer Office, represented by Cristiana Bato, Engineer Junmar Buling, and Engineer Clint Ian Ostero, together with Professor Jane Annette L. Bellarmino, SU Vice President for Development, Enterprise, and External Affairs, met with various stores, businesses, and merchants across Dumaguete to advance Silliman University's Intellectual Property Protection Initiative and possible licensing agreements. The SU Seal is a registered trademark granted by the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines to Silliman University last June 18, 2021. Anyone who wishes to use the seal for business purposes must enter into the licensing agreement with the university. Otherwise, they will be subjected to a violation of RA 8293, an act prescribing the Intellectual Property Code and establishing the Intellectual Property Office, providing for its powers and functions and for other purposes.
On the other news, the National Service Training Program, or NSTP, and its components, Reserve Officer Training Corps, Civic Welfare Training Service, or CWTS, and Literacy Training Service, welcome all 2022 to 2023 freshmen. This school year, all NSTP components will adopt a limited face-to-face teaching and learning modality with a hybrid approach. The NSTP formation and learning activities will be conducted in person with online activities. For freshmen, please refer to the screen for the important dates. That will be all. See you next week for another set of #Silliman updates. All right, hello Sillimanians. This is still #Silliman, and this is the part 2 of our conversation with the forerunners of this year's Founders Day anniversary of Silliman University. And we're truly happy because we'll be sharing to you more information about the activities and events that we have prepared for you. So let's go back to the SUSG Vice President, of course, to our COMSO co-chair. You have mentioned that there will be Hibala Passes. Can you share more about this? And is there a site that they can register for this? Share to our audience, please.
All right. So, Hibalag, as much as we would want to return and we would want to cater everyone in our Hibalag booth area, of course, we have protocols to follow because of COVID. So, with this, we have planned to have Hibalag Passes. So, Hibalag Passes, we will be having 1,900 passes a day for Sillimanians, but the booth area from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. will be open to all, which means, not all, rather, Sillimanians. There will be no ticketing system during 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you could enter the Hibalag booth area. You could also go back depending on your own time sa Hibalag booth area. But when it reaches 4 p.m., that's when we will be implementing the Hibalag Passes. So we will be having 1,900 passes for Sillimanians. We will be having 100 passes from people from the community or outsiders, and we would be having 500 tickets for alumni. So with this, it will be a first come, first served basis. And each ticket will be valid for 2 hours.
2 hours.
So you will be allowed in the Hibalag booth area for 2 hours. Should you want to extend, you may come back, of course, but you would have to line up to get another pass. So this is also for us to really cater everybody, since we have to limit the crowd and to control really the crowd inside the Hibalag booth area.
So Kyla, where do they get the ticket?
Oh, it's on the entry points of Hibala booth area. So as soon as you enter the campus, there is triage. You are required to do the triage. And should you enter the Hibala booth area, there would be entry points. And this is the station for the tickets or Hibala passes.
Okay. So the Hibala booths will be open 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. That will be exclusively for all Sillimanians that are enrolled, I believe. And then beyond that, 4 p.m. until what time?
Until 10.
10 p.m.
Until 10 p.m. because
that's the
Hibala
time for our alumni and
outside
community
yeah,
too.
community.
All right, so that's clear. So I'd like to talk about now the Parada Sillimaniana, sir. Who can join? I know that there are a lot of batches of alumni that would love to be part of it and wear their batch shirt and of course their how do you call this one? Banners. So do you have any site that they would love that they have to go with if they register? Please share about it, sir.
They can register over the phone, call our office, or email alumni@su.edu.ph of their intention to join. And we have a number of alumni groups that have signified. And there are rules for the Parada. I'm just talking of the alumni contingent because there is a one with the college and the different groups that would like to join, but there is a limit of 50 persons per group in the parade, and you can have a float. A six-wheeler would be the size of the truck. 2 vehicles per contingent. There are others that are the older ones. Maybe they prefer to ride rather than to walk.
Yeah.
Arthritic knees would be have to be taken care of. And this is a rain or shine parada. So whether it's going to be heavy rain or not, or it's going to be sunny, it's going to push through.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll have a fine weather that day.
I believe so. I think we should give eggs
Okay.
offer eggs. So our Parada Sillimaniana this year, as well as the past years when it was pre-pandemic, there are rules, and the floats should not have tarpaulins, no balloons, and no throwing of candies. This might cause accidents when people would be rushing to pick up the candies. And the assembly time is at 1:30, and this will be in the area of the alumni hall and Hibard, and the street of Hibard. We'll have we had a briefing. 15th of August, and those that joined the briefing will have a priority in the lineup of the alumni contingent in the parade.
Right. So things to have to remember: no candies, no throwing of candies,
no tarpaulins, no balloons.
Of course, all of this for the environment.
Yes,
right? Because
you're right.
the university observes a zero waste policy. Right? So, walang waste. Okay. Now, one of the things that we also look forward to is, of course, Miss Silliman and Mr. Hibala. So, what can you share to us about the preparations for this? Do you have the dates?
For Mr. Hibalag, they have actually started to release the list of candidates for Mr. Hibalag.
How many candidates do we have?
For Hibalag, I think there are 5 to 6 candidates. So for Miss Silliman, so we just had our press launch last August 17. So with this, there are still a lot of events to be anticipated. For August 23, we will be having our preliminary. And for August 26 is, of course, our coronation night. So with this will be held in the Macias. So, also, Miss Silliman has officially 9 candidates this year. So there are a lot of candidates. So You may already choose your bet since we have already released all the list of candidates for Miss Silliman and Mr. Hibalag.
So, Kyla, this is, I believe, our 73rd Miss Silliman. Is this right?
Is this 70th? Yeah, this is our 73rd.
Wow. So, can you plug as well to our audience right now the Facebook pages that they can visit to have more information about Mr. Hibalag and Miss Silliman?
All right. So for Miss Silliman, you may visit the Facebook page called it's Miss Silliman Committee, Miss Silliman Committee, and for Mr. Hibalag, you may just search on Facebook Mr. Hibalag for more updates.
All right. Let's go back to the co-chairperson of the Founders Day Committee. Ma'am, I believe you began the celebration of this year's Founders Day last August 7.
Yes.
Can you share about what transpired on that day?
Well, the opening always begins on a Sunday. And we have a guest speaker, usually at church. And the chair, Earl Jude, Dr. Cleope, officially opened it. That's generally what happens to declare the opening of the Founders Day.
Right. As the co-chairperson of the committee, ma'am, I'd like to ask, how did you make sure that the Founders Day celebration is still going to be centered on our Christian faith? Because I believe that one of the things that also sets us different from the other institutions as we celebrate and commemorate is that we really put our Christian faith at the center. So how did you make sure that we'll be having that kind of observation in our activities, ma'am?
Well, actually, Silliman always goes by what we know as the Via Veritas Vita. And of course, we are Christ-centered, where our foundation of Christ stands. Sure. And it has never wavered from the beginning. That has always been the direction by which we have done all our plans. So it is not a question of being Christ-centered or the activities not being part of Christ, because that is who we stand for as Silliman University.
So in fact, no, the domineering theme really is very evident. So with regards to our activities now, about for the student government, do you also have like devotions? Will you be having some services as well at the church?
Okay, so we had the opening church service on August 19th, sir, wherein all orgs within Silliman University have come or were mandatory. It is a mandatory event, sir, that all orgs join, as well as we're going to have an important event, which is the what do you call this? Parade of Lights on August 25th. It will be held on August 25th, 5 p.m. So all orgs as well as Ms. Silliman, Mr. Hibala candidates will be showcased as well on that event.
Wow, that sounds exciting. Can you, would you like to add more on that?
Yes, additionally, for one of the committees of the student government, the Spiritual Life Committee is also planning a lot of events for Sillimanians. So during the years of Hibalag, we are having our Christian night. So this year, we would be bringing Christian night since Silliman is really big on building the faith of each student. So we also in the student government would also have a fair share of our activities with regards to building the faith of our students.
All right. So we are just going to take a break. And when we come back, let's talk about your learnings about the pandemic and of course, what are you thankful for? Because I think we should celebrate this Founders Day with gratitude, especially that there are a lot of opportunities that we have to acknowledge that, you know, we're not able to enjoy the last year. Stay with us, #Silliman, we'll be back. Welcome back, and you're still watching #Silliman. And before we paused for a short break, we actually asked them about the learnings that they have in the pandemic, moving forward to having a face-to-face Founders Day celebration. But before we move forward to your learnings, let's talk about first security details during the Founders Day celebration. Can you share more about it, Sir Ruben?
During our meeting for the Founders Day committee, the security protocols are really one way to ensure that we are safe, not only health-wise, but for the whole campus would be safe. So for alumni, we will have gate passes or vehicle passes, and they will have to go to the security office to register, or they can when they get to the guard with their own vehicle, the driver can leave his driver's license, and the security will give a pass which would be put by the windshield, so you can go in the campus. But still with the triage requirements of getting temperature, things like that. So we are telling our guests and alumni that we have this protocol to follow. So if you want to do a advance check to make sure things would be okay, you can contact my office and I can assist you so how it will be to get in the campus.
Sir Ben, by any chance at this point, do you already have like homecoming activities, specific batch reunions? Do you already have, in case there are audience that are watching right now who are interested to participate in activities like that?
There are most of the reunioning groups that have activities are outside the campus.
Okay.
But I know of one, the chemistry alumni group. They have an activity inside the campus. They have a yearly kapihan. So that's one. But generally, reunioning groups are having their activities really outside the campus.
All right. Since we have here with us the dean of the COPVA, maybe ma'am you want to share briefly the activities you prepared also for your own college.
Well, actually, we're all very busy preparing for the Silliman Performs.
Okay.
But I think that the Ariniego will have an exhibit there also.
Wow. Okay.
So we look forward to that.
We have to look forward for that, definitely. How about you guys? Would like to add something or promote your Facebook pages, your social media accounts for the student government?
So first, for you to be informed of all the activities and the plans that student government has prepared for you for the whole Hibalag and Genesis, please do not forget to follow the account of student government in Facebook. That's Silliman University Student Government. Also, we have our Instagram, that's _SUSG.
For comms accounts, please follow our Facebook page, SUSG Committee on Student Organizations.
All right. So this is just a brief question for you girls. How does it feel that finally, I know you've been also very busy last year working online, but how does it feel that finally you're working face-to-face with your fellow, student leaders?
As for me, I have been working with SUSG since I was second year, and it is a year of pandemic, so it's all online. So this is my first time organizing all events face to face.
Oh my God!
Yeah, with all the permits and all the paperwork. So it's really challenging, especially that we only have a few months to prepare, and first day of school, Genesis plus Hibalag, because the opening is August. But I think this is the time that I could really appreciate, the support system that my co-student leaders give, especially when you're online, you have to work alone in your room. But for now, I think the work is much bearable because you have your kuyog, and physical support jud.
And maybe Hibala fling.
Maybe more than a flake.
All right, how about you, North?
For me, sir, I think that it was a very heartwarming experience to have, your friends right there in front of you, and like physically they're there. Their presence alone is just a comfort for you, especially if you're working like too many tasks for that week, and then their presence alone just comforts you, that soothes you, and like you can finish that, you can do that, yeah.
So
Their
teamwork.
work, yeah.
Wow. We are running out of time, and let us summarize and culminate this episode with the things that we are grateful for, especially that we are anchoring all of this, of course, through Christ that strengthens us, and I think it's just right and just to express it, especially to our viewers, our learnings about the pandemic. So maybe we can begin with our students here. North, what do you think is your major takeaway as we transition?
From the online setting, it was so lonely, like facing the laptop all day long. It's very draining, like to not have the people that you long for, your friends, your teachers, and it's just like it's like a new experience to actually have those people in front of you, like an in-person setting. It's such it's so nostalgic, like going back to the pre-pandemic times, and it compared to the times now, but still with restrictions. But it's actually like very comforting to have people like here on campus. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that in your eyes. Yes, Kyla.
As for me, one major takeaway that I got from the pandemic is really to appreciate the presence of your support system, physical presence of your support system. Because, for example, it's my first time seeing people that I have been working with online. It's my first time seeing them face to face and really working with them and building this connection with them. Because it's really different working online. It's like you're talking to each other, chatting with each other for work. But with online, you could really hang out with them and learn about them. Just like building rapport and relationship with my president, John Christian Entrata as well. So this is one thing that I'm really grateful for. And also, this is also, I believe, the time that I appreciate all the efforts of the students working behind all the activities, all effortlessly giving their all, no? Besides ang mga uban kay wala pa ka-enroll, but still they're prioritizing all preparations.
But please, be enrolled first.
They're really giving their all just to make certain that the Sillimanians would really experience the Silliman spirit.
All right. Yeah, indeed. I think that's a key word, Silliman spirit. That's so wonderful. How about you, Sir Ruben?
Well, the pandemic and my experience in my office, it really gives us the time to reflect on anything can really happen. But it is also an opportunity to reach out to my friends, mostly alumni and classmates, that they are loved during pandemic. So I try to find a way to reach out to them, maybe baking a cake for them.
Sir Ruben, the Kenneman.
Yeah.
The Kenneman.
Yes, but at the office, I've started really to adjust that there's not much people that come to the office, or we don't really allow people to come to the office because everything is done virtually. But now I have to start to adjust that there's going to be lots of people, like having all the cars parked up front, you know, and so it is it's a learning experience, and I have to relearn again being with people and doing work face to face, you see, but still being cautious for protection.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am Elizabeth.
What did I learn from the pandemic? I learned that about the irony of life.
Okay.
The pandemic took us away from each other. They divided us and put us in isolation so that we could only communicate through online technology. Where I come from at the college, and because I am a choral person, I am used to conducting choirs and training. And we have divisions of choirs. Like I have the campus choristers, and then there's the women's ensemble, and there's a men's glee club, there's the covenant choir, there's the pamana, and then there's the suga. But during the pandemic, this is the irony. There were no more walls. I had to create a choir out of those from the different groups, and still the music came. We were able to provide music for the church, regardless of whether they came from men's glee club.
Right.
And so, men's glee club or women's ensemble or covenant choir. And this is what I learned. God will always make the sun shine on those who serve Him, and He will make the path plain if it is His will for you to do what He has for you to do. So in each of our paths, like Ruben, Bokingo in the alumni, who sometimes has difficulty with trying to make them understand what must be done, God has showered him with the wisdom to do that. And the students who are so excited, and I can really feel your excitement that, yay, we're here. But the point I'd like to make is sometimes it takes a pandemic to make us realize that God is in control. And because we believe that there is a God and that Jesus Christ is the center of what we believe in, then we know that things are going to turn out just right.
Right. Wow, very beautiful. So, with that being said, thank you very much for this episode, and we can't wait to see more alumni coming to Silliman University, and we would love to have you back and share memories, and of course, immortalize this in our selfies and groupies.
I hope they can go to our website so they can check on the activities
Yeah.
for Founders Day, and you can see
course.
where you can fit in or
So
would love to
everything
go.
is found at www.su.edu.ph, and of course we also have an active Facebook page, Twitter. It's still called Silliman University. So we have now come to the last, not yet last, second to the last portion. This is like a fast talk. Okay. So we'll just give you two options, and you don't have to think too hard in selecting. Just follow your heart. Okay. Let us begin with North. North, baked siopaw or cheese bread?
Baked siopaw.
Kyla, summer or rainy days?
Rainy days.
Ma'am Elizabeth, are you a night owl or an early bird?
Early bird.
Sir Ruben, beach or the mountains?
Mountains.
Okay. ACADS or extracurricular?
Extracurricular.
Extracurricular. Okay. Kyla, Palawan or Boracay?
Palawan.
Ma'am Elizabeth, Dumaguete or Palawan?
Dumaguete.
Sir Ruben, favorite subject when you were in college?
None.
None.
Food.
The recess, the breaks. Okay. North, favorite teacher?
Mrs. Norhilmina.
Okay. Panawagan ka na sa grades. Okay. Kyla, 3 words to describe Founders Day in Silliman.
Exciting. Something challenging. Yeah, challenging. And also memorable.
Ma'am Elizabeth, what is the best spot or the most beautiful spot in the university?
It's my tree right outside the Toblerone where I used to stand to stay the whole day getting till us in a bottle.
Right, okay. Sir Ruben, what are the 3 things alumni would miss about Silliman?
The cafeteria food,
1,
Cheese bread.
the acacia trees,
2,
and Silliman Church.
the Silliman Church, of course. And I think everybody has to complete this sentence. Silliman University is?
Memorable.
Silliman University is?
My home away from home.
Silliman University is?
My life.
Silliman University is?
The way, the truth, and the life.
Wonderful conversation. Thank you so much again. Our student leaders from the student government, Cop Badin, of course, co-chairperson of the committee for the Founders Day, and of course, we have Sir Ruben of the Alumni's Office. And this is the last segment of the show. It's called #WTP Word to Ponder. So I believe I just like to pick the word gratitude for this episode. I think we all deserve to be thankful, and we have to acknowledge that we are finally transitioning. And I would say we are already in the post-pandemic. I'm claiming it. And I think we need to be grateful because life loves grateful people. And we have to be thankful because, as Ma'am Elizabeth said, the sun will always shine to us because we have Jesus, the way, the truth, the life, the Via Veritas Vita. Thank you for joining us, and to God be the glory. Hey there, Sillimanians! Thank you for joining our episode tonight. Please support as well our social media accounts. On Facebook, our Facebook page is named #Silliman, and we also have our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to click the notification bell for you to be updated with our recent posts. We're also live every 8 p.m. Monday, Channel 6 Field Products, and replays will be aired every Tuesday before the noontime news and Friday after the noontime news. This has been Joshua Soldivillo. See you next week, only here on #Silliman.